What the fuck?
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 32 of What the Fact, the Questions Podcast. With you today you have me, Patricia.
Stephanie.
Ashley.
It's all one name, and then the next person. I'm just kidding, we're all three separate people. I almost pulled the
So
joke.
you can hear, not that you can see.
I almost pulled the wool over your eyes, listeners.
That would be a very interesting podcast, like a one-man show podcast interviewing different people, but it's the same person playing both roles.
Would that not be like a Big Mouth or whatever, where it's, or like a Family Guy where it's the same person, it's just
Yes.
multiple characters?
Exactly. But can you imagine watching
A
live
podcast, though?
a podcast of that and a live, like if they did a live show?
Give us an example of this, Ashley.
Oh shit.
On the spot.
Be like, Stephanie, how's it going today?
Well, I don't know. I really had a great day.
Is that what I sound like?
Yeah,
In my
did you not
mind, I
know?
really hope that you sound like that guy from Revenge of the Nerds.
I'll
What's
take
his
that.
name?
I'll take it. I don't know his name right now, but I'll take
You
that
know who I'm talking
compliment.
about, though, the blonde hair guy who had
The crazy boys.
I have a fundamental problem with Revenge of the Nerds as a thing, though.
What? That's a great movie.
He literally slept with a woman on the premise that she thought she was sleeping with a jock, and he was like, well, nerds always think about sex, and jocks only think about sports. Like, he essentially raped somebody in, like, a bouncy house.
Did he rape her?
It was
She-
consensual.
Under false pretense,
Under
I guess.
false
I
pretenses.
guess so.
Anyway, that's deep. Welcome to the episode. So what's going on in the world right now? There's coronavirus taking over the whole United States right now. We are
The whole
all-
world.
No
Yeah.
more toilet paper. We're in a toilet paper drought.
Yeah, I've been using my hand to... I'm just kidding.
I've been using your couch.
Do you think bidet sales have gone up significantly?
Here's the thing, though. I've never understood this with bidets, but I still wipe after I use a bidet.
The point is not to wipe. It's supposed to cleanse everything.
But-
so you don't
but
really
it's
need
still
your-
wet,
Underwear up,
though.
it's wet.
But so the point is to not to like wipe beforehand and then bidet and then wipe again. It's bidet completely and then wipe once.
Yeah.
And then call it a day.
Well, that's all I ever wipe when I'm wiping anyway. I'm good at cleaning myself.
Wait, have y'all used bidets before?
Yeah. Remember
I've
how
used it once. I didn't understand it and I was confused.
I told you how I got, like, sick from it. Long story.
How powerful was the bidet?
I don't know. It made me infected, though.
Excuse me?
Did you
Yeah.
not do the whole thing of like you need to, when you like collect a pee sample for doctors, that you have to have like a release and then you collect the sample?
Wait, what?
So
No, I
I'm assuming
definitely
it's with
bidet after.
bidets where you need to bidet for like a couple of seconds, not on yourself, but just let the water run to get whatever like toxins or whatever are going, and then you can begin cleansing yourself.
Well, how do you have to like, stand up from the toilet to do that first? So, like,
If you have the bidet against your toilet, yes. If you don't, like, so many cultures, it's like a watering pot.
Yeah, that's like in India, they have like the watering pot. I don't remember what it's called.
And most Middle Eastern countries do.
But I'm thinking like a bidet in like the modern technical version.
Like all the Japanese toilets.
Like when I was in Japan, I used a bidet and it infected me down there.
yeah,
Oh,
so
gosh.
you
It
should
was
let
painful.
that run the next time before you
Wait,
go
next
back
you let the
into it.
bidet run?
I would let the bidet run.
I just have never. I've used a bidet once.
Or use it before you even sit down. Or like have it run for a second and then do what you need to do and then let it go again.
Interesting. So, well, maybe I need to watch a video on how to bidet
oh
next time
god,
I go to
don't Google
Tokyo.
that. Don't Google that.
You're going to be really disappointed by the results.
Oh, well,
Or
I'm
really pleased. It really depends. It's unclear.
Anyway, I'm not a fan of bidets because of that. It really hurt me, and I had a hard time in Tokyo for the rest of the week because I was hurting.
Well,
you know.
On a positive note of Japanese toilets, when I was in Japan, the individual toilets make sound. So if it's a quiet bathroom, you have the pleasantries of birds singing.
Oh, you had the bird singing one.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't know. It's just like.
But is that not indicative of what you're already doing in there?
Well,
You're
but
just
if they're
replacing
other
other
people-
sounds with birds?
We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Like when you're in the bathroom and you're the first one to pee, like who's waging war first? And it's sort of nice to have the breakdown of music so that it's like no pressure.
The
A
one in my
standoff.
hotel room when I was in Tokyo, instead of playing music, would just be like, like white noise. That's my version of white
That's
noise.
demon noises. That's what you're
Terrible.
signifying right now. Those were demons.
It was.
Yeah, that wasn't from the toilet.
Oh,
Not at all.
maybe that's why I got infected.
Came from behind the mirror.
So a demon.
Infected
harassed
me.
you.
Yeah, a demon did harass me. Apparently,
That's gross.
Harassed me.
Demon infection, definitely. What would the name of that infection be?
Demon infection.
Yeah, if they had.
Demon oscop something. I
Oh
don't
gosh, a demon
know. No, that's
oscopy.
the study of demons in your. I can't finish that.
What? Demfluenza.
What?
Demfluenza.
Demfluenza.
Like demon. Demfluenza.
Trying to think whenever you see those like Humira,
Yeah.
like, commercials and whatnot, it's just this really massive accelerated name that didn't need to happen. It was like, the short is Humira.
I always
Yeah.
picture like I've had friends who work on name testing for research for these kind of companies.
Ooh.
So I've understood they've told me some processes they go through to get to these names. But I've always thought like when I don't know the real process, I imagine it's just that they get people really, really drunk and they give them a list of words to say, and then they'll go back and listen to those words and say, "Oh, that's actually a great name,"
That's
because
true.
they'll mess them up, And that's,
Combine the syllables and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of like Demon-menses. Demon-menses?
Demon-menses.
Demon-menses? Yeah. That definitely sounds like like a type of disease that you get later on, like in your elder years when you encounter a demon.
Demon-menses?
I feel like
Yeah.
Demon-menses is like your monthly.
That's what I thought. It was just like a more horribly propositioned way of your normal monthly menses with a demon attached.
Yeah.
So what would be the outcome of that? Is it just like a more terrible
life.
So anyway, this is a great conversation. But what have you guys been doing this week? Like with the whole coronavirus and bidet usage, we get that. But what else has been going on with your week?
I've been working from home, which has not been easier than going to work.
For you.
Yeah, I guess for me. I already had food and supplies, so I'm not concerned about things running out. I've been fine. I have no
Cool.
other updates in terms of coronavirus specifically. Like it's just been it's fine. Like if I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna fucking get it. I don't fucking care.
See, and I've been so frustrated over this because at first when it kind of like hit the United States, I was like, you know what? If I get it, I get it. If it spreads, it spreads. But then I had some friends who have like autoimmune issues,
Like
and they've-
myself.
Yeah, and they've been posting like, listen, if I get this, it affects me a lot more. Please be responsible.
Mhm.
Don't get it. Don't spread it. And it made me really think like, oh man, I really do need to be responsible, even if
Yep.
not just for me, but for other people.
For those who are
100%.
super healthy, of course, I would. I mean, this is just maybe lack of education on my part. I would just hope people would be responsible. And yes, I have a not great autoimmune disease compared to most, but I'm pretty convinced that this isn't what will take me out. But this is something to be concerned about. If I have a flu, or if I have a cough, I have any symptoms whatsoever, calling it a day, staying home, quarantining myself, and making sure nobody else has to deal with me.
Well, even the symptoms, it's asymptomatic though for like the
Mhm.
first
If you're-
like few days.
they absolutely
yeah.
can be. Which
So
is
that's-
why it's like
That's what. But I have friends though who are like, oh, but we're working from home, so there's like more restaurants to go to, more movies that I can go see, fewer people out, which I kind of disrespect that. Like I don't. That's awful disrespectful to people because you can't always see the symptoms for it. And my mindset is sorry, my dog is going crazy on a bone. If you can hear it in the background.
she's so excited.
But I'm also getting really frustrated at my friends who are going out. Like I'm trying to stay in as much as possible. I only really go out for a walk every day, and I take my dog out. Other than that, though, I'm like trying to avoid being social because I really want to respect people who don't have the ability
totally.
to fight
This is the
it.
first time I left my house in like 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I have some friends who are pregnant and they're like,
Oh,
yeah, there
yeah.
aren't a lot of studies on the impact. They don't know if it transfers or not. Some people are saying it does. Some people say that it doesn't. So it's getting a little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just say if you're in the United States, or I guess anywhere in the world right now, like just stay home as much as possible. Be respectful of those who can't fight it like you can. That's all. That's my
Mhm.
my.
At least things are like finally moving forward of like don't be in a vicinity of 1,000 or more people. They've canceled all of those. A
Yeah.
lot of sports events have been
Yeah.
canceled for spectators to come and watch.
Yeah.
And Coachella's been moved to October. And yeah, there's just a lot of things going on, which is good.
Yeah.
My friend Alana, shout out to my friend.
Shout out.
Shout out noise.
Weird, but okay.
She posted this thing up. I thought it was pretty funny where it was like, after being quarantined from going to work, it's really funny where you see meetings being canceled and determining the idea between meetings that are necessary versus email.
Yeah.
And she says that's really hilarious to see that because it's now you can't just like, you can just resolve stuff through email because now there's such little like meeting, like casual, just like in the hallway meeting type situations.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a
It's
funny
changing
outcome.
the way that we work in an office for sure.
Mhm. Can you imagine how like old school people feel about it when they believe like Ash should be in seat and they want to see you working to like this model? Like this model I think
Oh.
is really going to like test different environments and different managers to be like, "Oh, your ass has to be in the seat for you to do work." It's like actually thousand people sized companies are all working from home and it's still functioning.
Just working.
So
I think we're at like a chasm of change though. Like it was approaching us to be this kind of new environment of work, but we're just like on the edge of waiting for something to push it over. And I think this is the catalyst for that to happen such that we will never have a workplace be the same again.
or do we need to have a workplace? Can we all just be virtual?
I think some people do. It depends if we have like for me, I love working from home. I've been enjoying this like crazy. This is my gig, right? Because I have a computer at home that has 4 monitors. I have like a workstation basically. But I see people on these calls who are like sitting on their couch while their cats walk across their chest. You know
That's
what I mean?
happened. That's
Yeah.
happened to me. Where I get on a call and I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to mute you. My dog is walking all over me because he just got back from his walk.
Yeah.
I love working from home occasionally. I don't love it full time.
Yeah. I think I could do it with maybe like 1 or 2 days in the office a month. I love this working from home. I'm cooking more. I'm eating healthier. I'm working out more because I don't have to rush it as much in the morning. Plus, I've even worked out a couple times a day in these past few days sometimes because I have more time. I've read more. I've been playing my ukulele again. Like, I've just been
God,
getting
what
back
I would
into...
give for that more time you speak of?
Do you not feel like you have more time?
No, my
Why?
time is less.
Why?
Because I no longer have I have to commute to the office and commute home. It's just like a straight through. So I basically starting at 7:30. Yesterday I didn't until what 6:30, and today as soon as we're done here I have to go back and continue on.
See, I've been doing those hours too, but it feels good because I can take a break in between my projects for like a half hour and go organize my shoes or something that I feel like I'm bettering myself and bettering around me. Even if I have only a half hour extra per day, it does make a difference for me. I have more energy because I haven't been out, and truly like being out in public in a city takes a lot out of you. So it feels
Mhm.
good to like, I know I haven't really talked to people, so I've been like a social whatever
Hermit.
hermit, but
fine.
it feels so good.
I mean, I hope for that next week. This current week has been like, oh, you're not commuting, therefore.
Is that
We
really a
can-
function? Like, what is that though? Is that like
That's
you
a
choosing that? Is that the
rapid
nature?
response coming together of multiple parties to make
So
things
it's a
make
project.
sense.
I think once this
Yeah.
project's over, maybe it won't be the same.
I don't know.
hope-
When I injured myself and I had to work from home, I like making my lunch.
Yeah.
and seeing like nature outside, or
Yeah.
like even if I had 10 minutes, like go walking outside.
I
It's
do over
nice.
lunch. I'll take a walk usually,
Mhm.
but try to avoid people as much as I can. So I'll go out to like there's a big park near me.
Sorry, I just envision you just running away from people.
I
like
haven't-
Phoebe style.
I have been crossing the street though,
with
and
a
this
fun like run behind
yeah, like
you.
a silly man run.
Yeah.
there's a national park like a block away from me, so I'll go over there and walk within it. But when people are walking towards me, I will cross over into the other side of the street or other path to stay away from people because I think don't want to get it, and I don't want to
That's
be a
fair.
carrier. So
That's
I have
fair.
been being very careful.
That's fair.
Anyway, what else? I do have 2 things I want to update you on real quick. This week has been so nice because I got these like they're called baby foot, I think baby feet, but they're
Yes.
the exfoliating things for your
Yes.
feet where you do it for like a 40-minute like thing, these plastic socks you put on your feet, and then within like a week your feet basically peel.
Have
Right.
you
Tell
started-
me how it goes, the post of that, because I've done all of that because I have a lot of gross calluses. And I've done that, and it's worked amazingly. And
Yeah.
then 2 weeks later, all of them came
Oh
back.
no, so I do this regularly. Like every few months, I do it. But I always try to find times when I'm not going to need to wear shoes where people can see the scaly flakiness of my feet. So
I think we should post up pictures of this. I want to
This
see
is-
what it
it's
does.
disgusting.
Let me see it.
So right now, I did
The
it last night. So
before,
it's
the
just
during, the after.
Yeah.
it just looks really dry right now.
Oh,
But
that's
it
not that bad.
but then like within a few days, it's just gonna peel off like snake skin. It's wonderful.
The whole foot.
Yeah, basically.
A
and
lot
then
of foot, yeah.
yeah, and then your foot is like for me, it's baby smooth for like a couple months.
A couple months.
But I do a really good job of like
I need
I
to
have
see the
specific-
pre.
it's gross. I have like specific mask lotion for my feet to like really take care of them. I put socks on them at night with a lotion. So I'm really proud of my feet, but right now I've been waiting for time to do this, but been so busy with work that I haven't had the chance. So I'm doing that. The other thing I'm doing is like there's a tattoo I've wanted to put on my arm for a long time,
Yes.
and so I've never really had a tattoo that's been visible before though.
Ooh,
so-
fancy sound.
Whoa!
No. So I found this those long-term temporary tattoo places
Uh-huh.
online.
Oh.
I found one that had pretty much what I wanted. So it's really cliche. It says choose joy, which I feel like is like a model for my life. So I have the temporary tattoo thing on right now. It's going to come off later
Ooh.
today.
Are you gonna get that for real?
Mm.
Real? Is this a test
This
out?
is like a test
This
to
is a
see.
test.
Ooh, let
To
me
see
see it.
So it doesn't look great right now. I've got it's like an 8-hour process where it has to sit on your arm
wow.
and if
I
you sweat
love-
it spreads. But it's like a motto that I always live by in my
Huh.
mind. So I think that I've always wanted it on my forearm. So I'm testing it this week to see if I like it.
Ooh.
Let me know how that goes.
Can I ask you a testy question?
Testy.
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 Pulls.
When you go home, is your dad gonna be able to see it, and will he be upset?
Well, because I have another tattoo, but I cover it whenever
Yeah,
my
yeah.
family is around on
Wear
my
a long
ankle.
sleeve.
Yeah, and I often wear long sleeve anyway, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
pretty rare
There
that
you
I
go.
wear a short sleeve. But my dad is so anti-tattoo. He's like, "You're going to hell if you have tattoos," like that kind of.
You're like, there goes Portland.
So I don't know. I really, really like it. So this is my test. This is a long speech by
Nice.
me to give you all these updates, but
I love it.
I would, if you've decided that this is like, it's been so long on your forearm and that you want to have this like actually happen, I would love to come with you if you want
oh, thanks.
any company there.
I didn't do well with my first tattoo.
Why?
It sucks.
It
It
well, and my first one was
it's
on
so
the
painful.
My first one was on the bone, and so it was very painful for me, and it only lasted like 10 minutes, but I almost passed out twice during
Oh
it.
my.
'Cause I'm-
Wow.
So I'm really nervous to get something like anything more, but I really like this, and it's my only fear is that you know how tattoo artists are like people come in and they get the same thing over and over. This is like a common tattoo, I think.
Is it?
No, fuck whatever they say. Like whatever you want to have on your body for like your permanent rest of your life.
Yeah,
And if it's meaningful to you and you're doing the steps to like, oh, this will be on me for this amount of time, and if I want to make this permanent, that's my choice. Fuck all of that.
I just don't want to get like I want someone to give it their all when they give me this tattoo, but I just don't want to like make them mad with being like, hey, I have a very common tattoo.
no,
So we'll see.
no.
Anyway.
I like that. I always like forearm tattoos.
Yeah, I did too.
think
This
it
like
looks
I like the
nice.
script ones too,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
on the
yeah,
bottom
yeah.
of your forearm.
I know some people put some on their inside of their fingers.
I like
too.
those,
I
too.
like those.
Yeah.
I like the ones like right here too, where your watch is.
I consider getting Choose Joy there,
Mhm.
but I don't think it's too small.
Mm,
And lines look better when they're thicker.
mm.
So I was thinking I could get like a little bit thicker one on my forearm.
My friend has a bunch of tattoos all down his arms, and he has some really conservative clients in the Midwest that he works with.
Yeah,
And he always, no matter what temperature, he always has to wear a long sleeve because they're so conservative that
Yeah.
he knows that the client would be so unhappy.
yep.
But it's so interesting, right? Because
Yeah.
I feel like the stigma of tattoos has changed so much since when I was a kid to
Here
now,
it
right?
has. I think back where my dad and his age group back in the Midwest and the Bible Belt, they still view like you're going to hell with tattoos. My mom never saw before she passed away. She never saw that I had a tattoo.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
And I've consulted the whole Chabad on tattoos, and
Mm.
we're cool with it now as long as it's not malicious.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm considering this, but this is kind of my test to see like, would I be able to have like a shirt that covers this for when my dad's around? Would I be able to like this still when I see it? Because when I got my first tattoo, like the next day I woke up, I was like, oh shit, what did I just do?
Mm.
But I like it, but I also want to get it covered. So there's like, I want to make sure this time that I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it sounds like you're doing all the right precautions though, like checking it out with the
The temp
temporary.
one, yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Thanks. So we'll see. It should last for a few weeks though, so you should see it
That's
next
cool.
week too. Yeah, but I have like 40 minutes left before I can take off the patch, so I'm excited.
Oh, we gotta
Ooh,
move on
nice.
then.
I
Huh?
know.
All right.
We have been wasting like a half hour.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So let's get into question 1.
Question
Yeah,
the first.
question
Question
one.
the first is mine. This is Stephanie. Hi, this is Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hello.
Hi, Matt.
Oh.
Regina, get out of here.
God
We're
damn
trying to
it.
record.
So mine is a would you rather question.
Okay.
Question the first is, would you rather be able to copy and paste in real life or be able to undo in real life? It's kind of the meshing of computers into real life. What are your thoughts?
Here you go.
I have an immediate answer for this because I have, in real life, this is embarrassing to say, but in real life, I've done Control Z with my fingers when I know that I've fucked up or said something wrong.
You never
Really?
curse.
I do. I've cursed like 3 times this episode already.
I feel like we've been a bad influence on you. I feel like you started off never cursing, and
I
now
don't
you
feel
curse
bad.
freely.
Thanks, Veronica. No,
Hey,
I think
hey,
so-
I want that name.
because I do a lot of gaming, I'm in stuff online. I feel like the Control Z thing is like a very quick response to my just normal daily life. So I've done it in real life where I've like gone to hit that with my mind, but I'm like, what am I doing? I'm an idiot. Why would I think I can Control Z and undo this? But excuse me, yes, undo is my thing that I wish I could do.
Okay.
I would say copy and paste because there are many things in my life where I'm like, oh man, I wish I could have done.
Wiping.
Well, there are many things in my life where I would think, well, I could have done this differently. If I were to undo it, that'd be nice. But there's also like a purpose for why you do things with the fuck ups and also with like other things, right? So the copy and paste is really because like I've been thinking a lot, as you both know, of like I have like some separate businesses that I do, and having copy paste functionality would expedite the business growth.
That's true. You'd be like a Ford machine
It'd
line.
be a
whatever.
machine in
Yeah.
like one person, and I
Yeah.
think that could be really cool, like especially for
sense.
some like manual jobs for like some of the stuff that I'm working on. So
Wow.
I think that'd be pretty fun.
You could make something really, really complicated and just have a copy and paste of that.
exactly
You could be a millionaire in
exactly.
minutes.
I could be like literally a machine, and I could be
Wow.
like producing like a corporation or producing like a production house.
The whole question behind this is like, at what cost would it take to do these things?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't given my response yet.
You're correct. Go ahead.
I'm actually
Control Z.
Control Z. I'm actually in alignment with Ashley. I would copy and paste, and I would not put this towards my business aspect of my life, but my dating
Sex.
and that dating
Hump,
aspect
hump,
of my
hump,
life.
hump,
Copy
hump.
and
my
paste. Copy and
goodness.
paste and copy and
Hump, hump.
paste.
Sorry for that,
Wow.
guys. Air high five.
I mean, just the conversations I have on Tinder and on Hinge, and when I go out on actual dates, and the constant conversations I have over and over, I would love to be able to just be like, copy and paste of here's where you failed.
do you think that there's something
Cool.
you could do in life to change that up then?
The only way I think that would be accurate to change that up is either to cut the conversation with a specific keyword that indicates this is not going to go well to begin with, or when I actually go on the date to be like, and you've made these like targeted movements, these targeted statements, whatever, that makes me think this isn't going to happen. And that's where I'd copy and paste.
Well-
I'd be like, and again, you suck.
But wouldn't you want to undo those dates and then just be like, I'm going to undo this date, and then like you get that time back and you go somewhere else?
I'd rather them learn from their mistakes. I've learned from mine.
So you want to teach them.
them.
Yeah.
You want to be a professorial.
Mhm.
Okay. I just wanted to understand.
Absolutely. I can undo
You
a
wanna be
lot
the
of things,
dean's
but like
doctor.
undoing in me doesn't make sense because I've been known to always own mistakes that aren't even mine. So how much could I potentially undo? Or if I can copy and paste very similar situations into other situations, I can be like, you still suck. Here's the proof of it.
But my question here is that, are you trying to fix other people instead of fix yourself? That deep.
Oh, that is super deep.
Deep
Um,
sound.
Oh, yeah.
Not again.
no,
Again, different one from
again.
last episode. Making it hard for you, Patricia.
Oh, my editing skills have just gotten so tired.
I did
Next
not
level.
bring enough moonshine for this.
No, I'm just kidding. On. Like, I think though, my question around that is like, for like, if dating is so repetitive for you, why not approach it with a whole new like, hey, this person's gonna get my Rebecca side.
I've done that.
Okay.
That's the thing is I've done this test before. I've done it multiple times. And so I think a copy and paste to help them learn. And I've always been consistently learning along the ways anyways. Of like, okay, this person likes this person likes this. And like I just keep internalizing that, but at the same time it gets to a point where they're not going to understand it anymore. And therefore
Fair.
copy and paste makes more sense than undo. Because undo is just like, okay, well, this person learned nothing from me. I learned nothing from them. But in actuality, we've learned something from each other.
And my view on life is like, I'd rather fix myself and just keep bettering myself. Even if people around me don't get better, what can I do to change the situation?
I don't think a copy and paste means that you're not bettering yourself. I think it just means like you've dealt with this situation over and over and over again. And it's just easier to be like, and this.
That's true.
Copy and paste and this.
Well, and what's that? There's like this card my aunt gave me, like the prayer or something like I don't know if it's an Irish prayer or whatever, but it's like have the wisdom to know what I
God
can
grant me the
control.
serenity to accept things I
got it.
cannot
Serenity
change,
prayer.
courage to change things I can, and wisdom
Yeah.
to know the difference.
Yeah.
That's an AA thing as well.
Ah.
But yes, I recite that literally constantly. Not that I believe in it, but it's just like, okay, these are the things I cannot change. But in the hopes of the copy and paste, will they eventually learn it?
Fair.
But isn't part of dating the spontaneity of it? So if you copy and paste the same thing, are you thinking that you'll get a different outcome?
It's not the definition of insanity. I know where you're going with that.
Oh no, I wasn't going there. I was just
I mean, but potentially, like I've just had like really interesting dates where like we clearly didn't hit it off from the beginning. And instead of me just being like copy and paste and calling it a day, it kind of goes back to politeness of previous conversations. But I went forth with it to try to instruct them of where we went wrong. And then being like, we're not going home. And I'm being like, what? At any part of this thought that was going to happen.
You're going home. I'm going home.
Yeah.
Separately.
We're going to our separate homes. Go fuck yourself. Literally. But yeah,
Doesn't change
certain
up my
undos,
days.
I feel like there's a learning with undos that gets missed. Especially in the dating life.
Do you really think you have the power to change each person you date though? Even on a first date?
Not
That's pretty
on
presumptuous.
no, it's not on a massive level, but on a more like mediocre level of like, you think you're going on with me, but you're not. Here are like the reasons you're not. I think that could potentially influence them to at least change their moderate behavior in first date situations.
Yeah, and that just goes back to my personality in general. I'd rather change myself than try to change someone else. Which is probably why I'm not a manager of people. Because I'm always
I
like
change
changing.
myself constantly, which is why I didn't want to do the undo.
Yeah,
I'm constantly iterating.
But I like
don't
the
feel like
undo.
others are though.
part of like I'm obsessed with the idea of like time travel for the opportunity to make changes. And so this is like right up my alley for wanting to undo crap that I'd say and do.
But both of them have a time concept, right?
Yeah.
One is like expediting, can be, right? That's
Yeah.
how I interpret it. One is like undoing it so you gain time back.
Yeah.
The question is like, what is forward moving and what is backward moving?
Yeah, but like at what cost though?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
easily for you to be able to like manufacture things so quickly and so easily, but like what does that template look like for you to copy and paste?
Mhm.
Similarly, for my idea
Mhm.
is like how much can I undo and to how do I define that every time?
Mhm.
I know that's way too philosophical for these questions. We've
No, I
gone
like
deep.
No,
that,
it's
though.
not.
But like at what cost though is this happening? And that's when I go back in time, do I stay aging the whole time? So if I keep undoing enough times, does my age start showing older than I am? For you, similarly, does it
Mhm.
cost?
Does it age me?
Does it age
Yeah.
you every time you have to copy and paste? Right?
Yeah.
Because it takes up like, hey, this is another. It took 5 minutes to put together.
You know,
it's gonna
Asian
cost you-
people don't age until they're 85. Come on.
I know.
It's true.
I know, and I'm so jealous. But I feel like I've been doing okay with my wrinkles anyway.
You do
You
not
have a baby
look
face.
I don't look
what
like
you
I'm
think
52.
you look. You have
Only when
0
your
wrinkles.
teeth aren't falling out.
Refer to our Instagram story
Yeah,
for that.
Don't know what we're talking about. Patricia's teeth just randomly fall out sometimes when we're talking.
Not my real ones, so don't worry.
It happens.
That's a good question, though. These are good
Things to
discussions.
think about.
The
Things to
more
think about.
you
The
know.
more you know. Insert more you know music.
All right, so question 2.
All right.
That's me.
It is you.
Who are you?
Brian.
Hey, Brian.
It's Ashley. I know.
Get out of here, Brian.
We're trying to
We're
record.
trying to record a podcast.
My question is sort of 2 questions. Firstly, what musician or artist would you want to party with?
I know this.
And then what artist or musician would you be scared to party with?
Stephanie, do you have an answer?
Off the top of my head, I think I have an answer, but I think they're terrible answers.
Don't worry, I'll yell at it.
Shit answer.
You already shit answered yourself before
I did shit
you
answer
answered.
myself.
That's going deep.
Because the person that I would least
Undo.
like to party with, I know, undo, seriously, would be somebody that has deceased because of partying.
Oh.
So you want to party with your bones?
Correct.
Bone party.
Bone
Oh.
party. No, so like the person I'd least like to party with, but that I've admired thoroughly, is probably Scott Weiland of Stone Temple Pilots.
I remember you mentioned.
Big fan of Stone Temple Pilots. I'm obsessed with them, but at the end, it didn't work out in any of the music lovers' favor. So that's who I'd be most scared to party with, but given the change in the early 90s, I probably would have. Currently, who I'd party with now would probably be, I don't fucking know, Beyonce.
Really?
She's alive.
So that is your criteria.
That is my criteria. You're alive
Okay, I
and you're
wanna
well
be-
connected. I mean, I thought minorly like Lady Gaga would be cool.
Should answer for Beyonce.
I know.
Think
I was
about
like-
a better answer.
I was like, Lady Gaga would be super cool to party with, and you get those, like, I don't know what connections you're seeking, but it would just be like a fun thing to do. And I'm anticipating not so much chaos that anybody would die. Therefore, fun party person.
So I just want to make sure you're aligning these answers with death and being alive.
pretty
Not
much.
for anything else. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, final answer. Scott Weiland is oh no. And Lady Gaga is oh yeah.
All right.
Okay. Lady Gaga's better than Beyonce.
I'm gonna go with
Beyonce's
Lady
a
Gaga.
terrible
I mean, they
answer.
both have an Oscar, right? So like,
What
at
does
least
that mean? They could be boring people, though. Who knows?
they're parties. You're partying with them.
Yeah, exactly. So what? They have an Oscar. What does that mean?
That means that they have the connections for a better party
Oh, so you're looking into what parties you can get into versus
and not die.
There's
All
a lot
right,
of death with
there's
this.
a lot
There's some
happening
depth.
here. There's a lot of
That's
happening here.
final answers.
Okay, Patricia.
Okay. Definitely, I'd love to party with Adele.
Oh yeah,
Partly because I would just fangirl the whole time.
yeah.
But she's been known to be a drinker. But I know since she's had her child and she's been trying to cut back on alcohol.
And divorced.
Yeah, and divorced. But now she's been dating somebody, like a rapper.
What?
Yeah.
Solid.
I can't remember who it was, but
Respect.
yeah, I think she'd be so fun to hang out with just because I'd love to hear the stories. I feel like she'd be kind of fun to just chill with. But my second answer for that would be like Megan Trainor. I saw a carpool karaoke of her recently, which is really good, by the way. Go watch it. She's got an incredible voice, great writing talent for songs. But I think she'd be pretty fun to hang out with too. But more like both of them would be more like my friends as opposed to like just party animals. They'd just be like, I want to be their friends, which is really lame to say. However,
Okay, those are good. Those are good.
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of aligned with what was it, the end of the world that James Franco, Seth Rogen,
yeah,
like
yeah,
all
yeah.
of them being in that movie of like, would you want to be in that party knowing that the world's about to end?
yeah.
Fair.
I think
I would, by the way.
I think who I'd not want to hang out with, not want to party with, and this is a weird answer, but the answer is BTS.
Oh,
Really?
yeah. No, that's not a weird answer.
Because I think that they've got cool music. I appreciate and respect them, but I do not want to be in their life where there's fangirls galore
That's
and it would be a mess, and I would just be like, what the heck am I doing here? Like, I just feel like it would be dangerous for me because I'd be run over by other people. I don't think that they speak English well, and I don't speak Korean at all, so we'd be just staring at each
We
other.
both don't speak English.
Let's just dance.
Well, they both said that in English.
I don't know. I think I respect them, but I would not want to party with them.
That's fair. I didn't think about it from the standpoint of a teeny bopper band, but you're totally right with like the mobs.
It
of
would be a
girls
mess.
and like the fans, and
You wouldn't
it's
be
too
having a
much.
party. You'd just be like avoiding the shit.
Yeah.
Unless you're in the number one crew of like, you're at the front of the line versus a bunch of teeny boppers are at the end.
Yeah. Or like if they came there to see you, so they're excited to see you as opposed to like the crowds wanted to see them. You know what I mean? There's a difference.
Okay. My fun to party artist would be Kelly Clarkson.
Oh,
I think
she'd
she'd
be
be a
fun.
great party partner because I feel like you could go to a barbecue and have fun with her, or you could rage.
Yeah.
Have you watched her talk show?
No.
So I
Is it
watched
good or
one and she
terrible?
just cries often.
Oh.
But not for like any reason other than it was. I don't want to say the words like deserve to be cried over, but she usually just gets into very like deep
Emotional?
madness, emotional things, and she just cries often.
Really?
And so
Oh, I
that
don't
what
like
makes
that.
that's what makes me concerned. If like she drinks, does she just cry?
I was gonna say, isn't the crying drinking called white girl drunk? I said it.
I was
Everyone
you'd
calls
appreciate
it
this.
that.
I was watching an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where Amy has the like 2-drink Amy, 3-drink Amy, 4-drink Amy.
That's like
And
me.
like you think 6-drink Amy is like fun Amy, but it's actually sad Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
then
you
it
just
like,
have to, like-
resets too.
It
At
does
like
reset.
drink 7,
So
Amy.
I get
you
it.
just need to understand what drinks.
that's
elevate
my
you.
that's my life with drinking, but it resets after 4, not after 6.
In terms of the celeb I wouldn't want to party with, I only say because I think he's older and I think he's sort of sad now. Not like depressed, but just like he seems sad. Ozzy Osbourne. I feel like in his prime he would have been really fun to party with, but he's done so many drugs that I feel like he's really fucked up now.
Yeah.
Well,
And
now
he's
he has diagnosed Parkinson's, so
Does he?
take
Well,
that in.
I mean, he was
But I-
shaking already.
No,
before it was
totally. Like I feel like
diagnosed.
that's on par with like Gene Simmons, where Gene Simmons like has this whole party persona, but he actually doesn't drink or do any drugs whatsoever. And
Hey,
he's
we're
just
that
like,
in common.
no, he's like, hey, I'm Gene Simmons, and then like backs out the door, and then the rest of Kiss just parties.
So he is like the perfect Irish exit for him. All right.
Yeah. Yes. 100%.
Cool. I can learn from him. But I don't, right, I'm not drinking right now. However, I did consider, like, because I'm breaking so many of these rules for my 2020 rules for my 20 rules for 2020 because it's coronavirus time, like, I did get delivery one night and I felt so guilty eating it. But I was like, man, maybe I should order some alcohol. I didn't.
You're gonna
You
do
didn't.
it
I've
all
been-
at once.
I know.
I've been drinking your alcohol to chase my moonshine.
Girl, you've
when I
been
come
drinking
over.
all of our alcohol.
I've been drinking all the alcohol. I pay y'all back.
But I've thought maybe I should get some alcohol because I've been craving like a good red beer, you know, the beer and tomato juice, my favorite drink. But I've been craving it. Not for the alcohol. I could get some like alcohol free, like O'Doul's or whatever.
Oh.
There's
It's just the taste that I want.
yeah, there's actually, is it called Seedlip or something like that? It's a new mixer that's supposed to be, it's non-alcoholic, but it's supposed to mimic very like similar tones to alcohol
Huh.
into cocktails, and a lot of bars are starting to use it. I need to look it up. I think it's called Seedlips or something like that.
Seed lips.
I know it's a terrible
That's
name.
like all
It's
my
some
flower
terrible
friends.
name like Lipseed or something.
Undo.
Even worse. Copy paste, copy paste, copy
Damn
paste.
it. Damn it.
This game is scary.
Anyways, that was my question, y'all.
Oh,
That was
cool.
my
Solid.
question.
But if you know Adele, you know, let her know I want to hang out.
Adele seems like fun. She likes to prank people. I like that.
My
Yeah.
love and concern for Adele is she hangs out with the crew that I would also love to hang out with
Who's
a
her
bit.
crew?
Like Jennifer Lawrence, Amy Schumer. Like
She's
I love
with
both
Jennifer
of them.
Lawrence.
Yes,
Oh,
they're
often.
pals.
They just like go to gay bars in New York constantly.
What?
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence from Hunger Games?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
J Law.
The three of them are like BFFs. One has a kid now. Well,
But because she talks
Adele
about
has
it.
had a kid for a little
Well,
bit.
she talks about it on like a Jimmy Fallon episode one time when she's like, we would be the gang against like Taylor Swift's army.
I remember
friends.
that. I
Yeah.
remember that. Actually, speaking of like late night show hosts, I know this wasn't part of the question, but at first I was like, is Jimmy Fallon under the list of musicians and artists? Because he does a lot of spoofy stuff. I would not want to party with Jimmy
Never.
Fallon.
I would not want to
ever.
either.
He seems like a terrible party partner. I feel like somehow he would sell your organs and break your face at the same time.
You would definitely wake up in a bathtub full of ice.
Yeah, and you'd realize like your midriff area is gone because he
Yeah.
sold it to the black market.
Only party with Seth Meyers.
Is he a good party pal?
I don't know if he's a good party pal, but he's a good
He's a-
family man.
He's a dad
Oh,
now, though.
He's a dad?
He's a dad. He's got a wife. He had the whole
didn't know he
like
had a
lobby
kid.
baby thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Seth. Oh, sorry. I was thinking of Seth Green.
No, so
Sorry.
Seth Green doesn't have a kid yet. I'd
But-
probably party with
But
Seth
you're
Green.
due in like 8 months, though, right?
I'm due in 8 months.
With Seth Green's
this
baby.
is still very, very new.
Copy,
I
paste,
need
copy,
to-
paste, copy, paste.
Undo.
Ugh. Like I'd keep a secret if I slept with Seth Green. Come on now.
True.
Come on.
So 9
Everybody
months
would
pregnant. 9 months away. Cool.
Everyone would know.
She's 11 months away. She's just planning it now
planning it now.
I'm also 24 months pregnant.
with John Hamm's baby.
Oh my god. I
John
texted.
Hamm, she's
Jason
coming for
Marsden's baby.
you. Yeah.
Oh
on
my
now.
god.
I still can't believe
James
John
Marsden.
Hamm was so low on your list. And same with, we never got to analyze our list, by the
Are you
way.
talking about Jason Mantzoukas?
Yes.
I literally had somebody come over yesterday and I was talking about like him. We were rewatching I'm Sorry because she
Oh,
was having
so
a hard
good.
day and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is what we need to watch right now. And he was on the first season of I'm Sorry and I'm obsessed with him. Like this is not new information. And we talked about how he's like not super high up on the list and she's like, what?
Ryan Reynolds is hard? That doesn't make sense to me.
Ryan-
Physically
Ryan Reynolds
and the
10
way
years
he,
ago was
the-
up there.
but the way he is with Blake Lively, I think if Jason Mantzoukas either had a mate or whatever and interact in a way that was just like, we can fuck around in our relationship, I think that would boost him.
Mm.
Oh,
I'm
I'll
just-
boost him.
No.
Just kidding, I wouldn't.
You can boost him in 12 months.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, and your list too, Patrish. It was surprising. I was
James
surprised
Marsden
at
has
both of
always
yours.
been my number one, though.
And Zac Efron with a beard on a horse.
On a horse?
I did send
I
that
dig
to you
it.
guys. I
I
texted you guys a
know.
picture of Zac Efron on a
I'm
horse.
into it.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's just a generally good-looking guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
But adult Zac Efron is hotter than teenage Zac Efron.
he doesn't seem like a goofball, though. He seems to take himself a little too seriously.
I do too, though. Can't you tell? JK. JK. I'm a goofball all day long. But I think I texted you guys the other day
Yeah,
because
I remember
on
that.
Twitter, John Hamm was trending, and the first tweet I saw about it was someone was like, "Oh, I saw John Hamm tweeting. I thought his dick pic finally came out," and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm not alone in this."
Wait, so have people not actually seen his penis yet?
I'm sure people have, but maybe not like publicly.
Like
His ex-wife.
So hypothetically, people on the internet named Patricia or not haven't seen it for real. Is it not surfaced, or is that the mystery of it?
I truly don't know because I've never searched John Hamm's penis before. Maybe I should start. I've only searched gray sweatpants, honestly.
You like the mystere of the mystery.
We've
of the
talked about this
unknown.
before because I do like the covered up version
Outline,
sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, you ready for my question now, guys?
Yes.
No.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it, Rebecca. Get out of here, Rebecca. I'm trying to ask a question. So, my question, I admit that I stole it from Reddit, but I saw it this morning and I read it and I loved it. So I quickly changed my question for the week. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. So it's a long question, but good. Here goes. You have 10 minutes to show someone from 1995 stuff on your phone to blow their mind as much as possible. What do you show them?
From 1995?
A person from 1995.
Oh, from 1995, what your phone is now.
You have 10 minutes
Like the
to show them stuff on
functionality.
your phone to blow their mind.
I know. Can we just go back and forth on
Yeah,
this?
just
'Cause
start
there's so many-
saying things.
Just go for it.
The live photos, I think, would mess with their heads a lot to be like, whoa, I took this photo. And it's like Harry Potter alive, but they didn't even know it was Harry Potter because Harry Potter wasn't even
Around yet.
then.
When did Harry Potter come out? Like 99, I think?
I think, yeah, later.
Okay.
Later. Videos, because camcorders were back then, right? So you had your
Ah.
tripod and your camcorder, and now it's like you have
So
this whole-
HD.
yeah.
And everyone's got an HD camcorder in their pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm interested that you went that route.
Why?
Because you're like, here are the functionalities of what a phone can do. My mind went immediately into history that they've missed, which is, I guess isn't history if they've missed it. What's forward looking for history of somebody in 1995 who's missed the last 25 years.
But it'd still be cool to be like, hey, like, here's what's gonna happen in 2001 in September.
Well,
Yeah.
like that's
yeah.
what I would show. It'd be like, here are like the elections, here are the, epidemics, the pandemics,
Yeah.
whatever it is. That's what I would.
We go
Go
from our
for.
first black
But do you
president to our first this
Obviously
president.
racist
I think
one.
most people can't even remember like history and stuff like that. Well, at least maybe I'm projecting. I have a terrible time in remembering like dates, blah 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah.
But I would think about like what are the things that could impact them from 1995 that are so different from now? Like even just the idea of internet that isn't connected to your dial-up, right?
Yeah.
Because dial-up was in 1995 to be like
That's history.
this internet is history.
Is that
It's a-
not?
It's part of a function of
But internet back then was so different. We didn't even know at that 95 it was going to be a big thing. It was
Yeah,
like
no, I'm
AOL.
saying that would be
yeah,
part
yeah.
of like the history.
You could just be
10
like-
minute like quick slideshow. I don't even fucking know.
You just be like,
Of
hey
like,
Siri.
here are the things from 1995 to 2020 that you've missed. Sorry.
But I think I'd want to use my 10 minutes in a different way. So I think what I want to do is be like, I'd call up on my phone and be like, hey Siri, show me, or what's the address of blank? And it would show me really quickly, right? I think the power of the internet I would want to show off first. I'd love to show off like, the images is really cool. To be honest, like
cool. Yeah.
we have a fucking
How many
camera in our
dick pics
pocket.
do you
It's
want to
amazing.
see?
That'd actually be really
Porn?
funny showing people how dating is now
Oh,
from back then. That would be crazy to be
I mean,
like,
I constantly watch shows that were really big in the 90s and to think about what it would be now. Like, still watching Married with Children, still watching it.
yeah.
To have them be like, they pull out the magazines of Biggins and Playboy and whatever, and to be like, oh, if you didn't have this on your phone, then like the decisions you made, not fully justified, but mildly justified.
Yeah.
Where if you had it on your phone, would you then use those magazines in a different way?
I think it'd be cool too to be like, I can get something delivered to my place in 20
Yeah,
minutes.
that's pretty
And here's
crazy.
how. The people, so the responses I read on Reddit, a lot of people were saying Google Maps would be incredible, like doing Street View and saying, what was your address? Let me find exactly what your house looks like now. Or you can look anywhere in the world. Here's the Eiffel Tower, within the past few months because here's a picture of it.
Yeah, because back in 1995, you had to do the maps, right? You
Not
had the
even
map.
MapQuest was big back then. Not until like closer to
No,
the turn
I'm
of the century.
talking about legit
Oh,
maps
yeah.
in your car in case you got lost,
Yeah.
and you're like, here are the coordinates on the longitude and latitude,
Yep.
blah blah blah.
And now you can just get around by asking your phone to tell you how to get there.
or like remembering people's numbers, right?
Oh,
like
yes.
that's a huge
That's
thing. Like back
huge.
in the day, I would have just memorized people's numbers in
Do
the
you still remember
roster.
numbers from your childhood?
Yes, I do.
I only remember my parents' number and my dad's cell phone. Nobody else's.
I remember like old friends when I was a kid, just because I had that number.
Yeah.
You had to know it.
And you had like finger memory, muscle memory from dialing it.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
my phone number growing up was similar to Jenny's number.
Oh,
Jenny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
8675309.
Very similar to that number growing up. So it was really easy for me to remember. My friends would be like, "Oh, it's like Jenny's number, except for like changing number." Yeah. But yeah,
That's
so
cool.
but I still know my best friend from growing up, her phone number. I know my aunt's number because I've called it so many times.
Mhm.
I knew so many phone numbers. I knew the phone number in my hometown to call time and temperature to check on the time and the temperature in the town.
Dang.
Yeah.
It'd be so crazy from 1995, just like the convenience,
Yeah.
you know? Or even talking on the phone, like people, I would, y'all know I like to talk on the phone.
You do.
But, in 1995, it was like you talked on the phone. There was a little bit of email, maybe.
And maybe you had like a mobile phone like in your house, like the wireless phone.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
mean,
if
we
you had to be
definitely-
on the internet, you had to like shut it off so somebody else could
I remember
use
those
it.
days.
we definitely had a typewriter in our house.
You had a word processing
Yeah.
typewriter, the Smith
Yep.
Corona one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Those are crazy.
So
But
crazy.
I think the coolest thing too would be like showing them how I could contact my friends.
Mhm.
Like I can text you in a matter of seconds and get a response, no
Mhm.
matter where we are. So
Mhm.
I could be out and you could say, "Hey, I'm not gonna be. I'll be like 5 minutes late," and we'd easily know that. Back then, you had to just sit around and be like, "Oh, I hope they are okay,"
I would show them FaceTime.
or show them. Someone else mentioned on their online on Reddit. They said it would be cool to show them their future Facebook profile.
Oh, weird. Weird.
This is your life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That'd be so crazy. It's just so crazy. When I think of 1995, I think of chunky Reebok shoes, tripods, and camcorders. You know, like
Yeah.
it's so crazy.
I was thinking of the puffy like Adidas jackets.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
those?
Oh, yeah.
I had a big green one. And a puffy Adidas jacket.
And do you remember when we came to Y2K and everyone was like, is the internet gonna explode? And it was like literally nothing happened.
I'm
How do you
approaching
know?
Y2K the same way I'm approaching coronavirus.
You don't believe...
It's not that I don't believe in it. It's like, if shit happens, shit happens. Otherwise, like, just live your life as you would.
You're not
If you're
preparing, though.
symptomatic of it, like, not to say Y2K was symptomatic, but
Yeah.
it's just like, if you have something, stay home. Like, if you're nervous, stay home. Like, just, if you're concerned, stay home.
But the problem is that people aren't staying home.
And that's how
why
it's
It's spreading.
Stay
Yeah.
home no matter what, even
Well,
if
it's
you're not
because
symptomatic.
people
stay
are
home.
idiots. But I think that's like a larger systemic problem.
I think no. As I said earlier, stay home regardless, so you don't spread it. Respect the people who are sick and can't help themselves. Stay home for them.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying, like, I think companies need to take it upon themselves to ensure that people stay home.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they don't.
Yeah.
And then shit happens, and then you have an entire country lockdown.
That's fair. But even like people are still wanting to go to events and stuff like that.
Don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't.
Yeah,
Like,
stay
you
home.
gotta cancel and do what you can do. And
Netflix exists for a reason.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah. The internet exists. Do stuff at home. Do a puzzle.
Do a puzzle, stare at the wall,
Listen to our podcast.
listen to all of it.
search for
Over.
John Hamm no gray sweatpants.
Oh no, I'm not. I can't do that.
No, okay.
I can't. I have never been able to like search for nude pictures of celebrities because I never have wanted to like exist in that realm where I'm looking at something that I feel like it's still. I shouldn't do that.
I've never done that.
I can't.
I have.
You have?
Of course I have.
Of
But the-
whom?
The first porn I ever saw was of a celebrity, and it wasn't my
What?
choice.
It's like Kim Kardashian.
No, why would I look up Kim Kardashian?
I don't know. That was a big sex tape situation.
No,
right?
but when I was in junior high, 7th grade, this girl named Natasha said, "Come here, I got some in my backpack I want to show you."
Oh,
And I go, "Okay." And so she pulled out this from, like printers back in like the 90s were not great. She pulled out this like printed out black and white photo of Arnold Schwarzenegger and is just naked.
Oh, that's not something I
And
want to see.
I guarantee it was like old school Photoshop because it was so janky looking. But she was like, "Look what I've got." And I'm like,
Why is
"Whoa,
she carrying it? What's her name again?
Natasha.
Natasha, why are you doing that?
I
Why are you carrying naked
What's
pictures
your
of
end
Arnold?
game?
Yeah, like why you gotta do that?
Also, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Why?
I mean, I feel like that should be unpacked.
He
for
was the
her
first
at some
one I
point,
ever saw. He's defined my joy for seeing P&I.
which is clearly none.
Whoa.
Well, I obviously have a lot, but
I mean, but not.
it's
like,
gotten better
purely-
since Arnold's
Yeah,
dong.
Arnold Donggate.
I just like, why would she choose to print that? Maybe it's the only one she'd ever seen. She's like, I've got to print this.
Maybe she was really stressed.
I'm 13 and so excited to show you something.
Maybe she watched Kindergarten Cop.
I love that movie so much.
That would be fun to catch people up on like the movies that will happen that are really big movies versus like what was it?
From 1995,
Yeah.
here's Police Academy 10 through 12. They're not the good ones.
Beverly Cops from 1 to 5.
What was big? Was Titanic out then, or was that later? Titanic was when I was in high school, so later. 98, yeah.
It
Wasn't
was
it?
later. It was later.
95 was like
The Matrix.
Mariah Carey era too. Mariah Carey, the song Donna something, never mind.
Summers?
Not Donna Summers, I can't remember. Like, I love you always forever, near and
Oh,
far.
I know that song. Yeah.
Everything I will do for
I had a friend
you.
learn that on the piano.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But also what's that song?
Macarena.
Macarena. Yeah, that came out in 95, I think. 95, 94.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Leave it there.
Fair.
People are still listening to it, and there have been remixes of it. I was like, does the Macarena need to be remixed?
We needed to make a dance up for TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, that's a great note to end the episode on.
Yeah, some dance music insert. Body rolls.
Yeah, Tootsie Roll. All right.
Tootsie Roll.
Thank you for listening to episode 32. It's been fun. We will be back next week with episode 33. And in the meantime, stay inside. Don't go out and be social.
Wash your hands. Be
Wash your
mindful
hands.
of
Wash
other
your
people.
face. Wash your body on occasion. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
What the fuck?